Tonight we will dive into one of the most powerful e-commerce platforms out there. We will build a Shopify website which will allow you to sell any product to anyone. We will develop a fully functional website with shopping cart and everything. And we will do all that in less than 2 hours. Sounds crazy, right? Watch how it's done. Can you guys Google Shopify login and be on the same page as me? The whole point of this workshop is to show you that anybody can do it. Yes, you can see what I'm doing. I'm clicking on start a free trial. Okay, your store name. So for that, you need to think what you want to sell, okay? If you don't have any idea, just go with, I want to sell t-shirts, but it's kind of boring because it's too many stores of that. Think of what was the last thing you bought? An electric toothbrush, maybe. I don't know. Fresh fruit from the producer to the, from the farmer to, tables, chairs, cheap flights to North Korea. I don't know. You think of something that, laptop, second-hand mobile phones. Need any more ideas? You good? What did you buy? What's the last thing you buy? Just think of something like that. Or something you like. Like I like motorbikes and things that move on wheels. So I always go, I'm going to do my example with trike. Drifting trike. So I'm going to call it Drifty. Oh, a store with that name already exists. Of course, it's such a good name. So I'm going to call it Drifty 2001. What was Odyssey? Was it Odyssey 2000, 2001, 2010? The movie. Okay. Drifty 2021. Create your store. We'll do that. No? Okay. Take your time with this part. Make sure you're happy with your password, you can remember it, and the name of the store. So the first question is, are you already selling? So all these questions are designed to set you up with a template that is meeting your needs. So just decide whatever scenario it is you want for yourself, okay? It doesn't matter, we're just playing. So you just choose whatever your status is. You can say I'm just playing around, so we'll let you click all the buttons. That's one way to do it. Let us help you kickstart your business while you play around. So you can ask to help me create my logo, help me brainstorm. I'm gonna not click it, but you can, just to see what it does. I'm happy if somebody, at least one person will do it. Maybe you can tell us what it does. Okay, I'll do it. Help me create my logo, business names, no. Get started with free online webinar, no. And help me find a product to sell, no. Okay, what is your current revenue? Jesus, okay, up to $5,000. Usually that will be the case, and that means you need a small store, and that means they're not going to bombard you with a million offers that are suitable for a big business. Why would they? You're just starting. You're not even selling $5,000. Why would they offer you things that are irrelevant? So this is why they're doing this, so that they can match their marketing offers with your capacity. Which industry are you operating in? What's drifting trike? You know what a drifting trike is? Those two wheels in the rear, one in the front. It's like push bike, but you can drift on it like you're on ice. What category is that? I don't know. I call it fun. Sports. Toys or sports? Oh, thank you for making it sport and not fun. Not toy. Are you setting up a store for a client? No. So why they're asking you this is because a lot of people made that into a profession. So you can actually make money on these, okay? Because you don't need a web developer and a copywriter and a graphic designer and a backend someone and hosting and domain. You just need one person, you, because you did a 1-hour workshop and then you went home and did another website and now you're a person who can do it. And you can charge $1,500 for someone to set it up. They'll pay you. It's worth it for them because they don't know, they have no clue how to do it. This is what I like about those platforms. They give you so much for so little. The other thing I like about it is they really, really support entrepreneurs. So if you want to set up your business and you're not very tech savvy, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to start meeting people. It's kind of like when you go to the car shop and you say, oh yeah, I need to fix something. There's some noise from the engine. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's going to cost you more than the car sometimes. It's the same thing with technology, right? So here, all you need to do is read English and take the time. So one weekend, you'll have a website. All right, what's my address? I don't know, 20-something street. Oh, it actually is something street. Okay, fine, Brisbane City, why not? What's my phone? I don't know. That's my phone. Business or personal, that's optional. The store is registered as a business. Okay, pay attention to this one, because later, I don't know if you saw that little video when Danny was promoting this event, you are going to link it to your ABN or your TFN. So if you're already registered as a business, this is going to go against your tax return at the end. Okay? So this is important. So everything, any transaction that's recorded there is reportable or could be reportable. It could be exported from the system for tax purposes to do your tax return. So if you actually have a business or you're registered and this is what you're using in this example, check that box. For this business, I don't, so I'm not going to check it. And I'll show you later what I already did with the other website, because that one has it. Okay, I don't know if you see my screen. I am now in the content management system. Is everybody there? Yeah. All right, now you see where it says select the plan? That is because I'm not paying, and obviously Shopify is not a charity business. They want your money at the end of the day. So they're going to show you how cool it is, and then they're going to ask you to pay for it. We'll get to how much it costs. All right, so let's talk about the buttons here in the middle. We have other product, but before that, I want to talk about the theme. So what's a theme? Does anybody know what a theme is? Do you all know? Who doesn't know what a theme is? Okay, I'll show you then. Do you see this page? This is called Theme Forest. It's a market for themes. So you can get WordPress themes. For example, I'm going to go to popular themes. Sorry if I interrupted. I understand you probably know, but I just want to show you a few examples. And each and every one of them is a bit of code that if I'll upload to as a plugin to my WordPress site, this will become the look of the pages, okay? It's got the fonts, the colors, the layouts of the pages, and a bunch of other things like footer, navigation, the menus, and so on. Now, they also sell themes for Shopify. So I think if I go Shopify, it should give me something. Yeah, only 1,400, over 1,400 items, you see. So any of those things, you can pay money, in this case, $39, what I'm looking at now. You can download it and then upload it as a plugin to Shopify, and this will be the look of your Shopify. I like this one. I'm going to show you what it looks like, right? You just click on it. This is just one store for themes, okay? There's more than that. If I click on live preview, I'm going to see the behavior of the layouts and how they respond. So this is going to be your shop. This is what it's going to look like if you pay $56. And you can choose between those home pages, okay? And then either the products layout, let's just say I like this one, and so on. So that's a theme. It's how it looks.
Is this $60 a month?
No, it's a one-off. But that's not Shopify. That's a different provider. Mm-hmm. It's people, designers. This is what I'm saying. Why would you pay a designer $60 an hour and give them, I don't know, 80 hours to design something, or 20 hours even, when you can go to one of those thousands of options and customize one of them? And now I'm going to show you how to customize, okay? So we understand that you can choose any theme you want. Now let's look at customize theme. That's the middle button. So click on that one. And you see a green button appeared in the middle saying customize theme. So I'm going to click on that. And you can see the green progress bar in the top of the page loading it. And then we get in this theme called debut, okay? So I can either customize this one or go to actions. So actions will allow me to preview this theme in action, to rename it, to duplicate it, or to download. Why do I want to download it? Maybe I want to give it to someone to make changes in the code and then upload it back. Or I can edit the code straight here. If I click on that, it should, yeah, you see all those things? All those scary things? These are all the codes of all the pages that you have, or the different layouts that you can create. Okay?
How do you get to the code? Sorry?
How do you get to the code? Let's see. It's going to go back.
Edit code? Yeah.
We were here, so you go to custom. Ah, yeah, sorry, edit code. Yes, you're right. Now I'm going to click on customize. And tell me if you see what I see. Or rather, tell me if you don't. Is anybody not on this page?
Yeah.
You are, you're not?
Yeah.
You good? Meg, you good
Yes.
there? Elizabeth? David? Andre? All right. Sorry, guys, am I too slow for you? Everybody here is very sharp. I can see that. All right, let's see, header. Let's click on header. So the first thing at the top is logo alignment. I'm going to click on change the left to center. Do you see what it did? Drifty is now in the middle. Let's just say that I like it, then I need to save it. I'm clicking on the green save button at the top right. If I don't do that, it's not going to save. And then when I click on something else, it's going to disappear. Now, see how cool this is. Logo image. So at the moment, we don't have a logo image. We have a logo as a name. Now, if I choose select image, I can upload something from my library. In this case, I'm going to go to a file that I've already created, but it's just something that I took off the internet. You're not allowed to do it, but I'm just doing it for the example. It's added to my library, and I'm just going to select it. So, and then it's offering me to edit, change, remove it. I can make it larger. Do you see the little trike? So that's very cool. Very cool. And then I'm just going save. And this image, in all honesty, it looks like crap when you look at it on Google Images. Yeah, it really looks horrible. But I'll show you a little trick with Google Images. The first thing you need to know is that whatever you think is really good, you're probably not allowed to use it. But that's just one thing. Now I'll show you the tools that will teach you how you know what to look. So if I'm looking for drifting trike, I'm obsessed with drifting trikes because I always wanted to buy one. They cost $2,500. There's an Australian manufacturer that makes them. They have a really, really powerful electric battery in the back. They can go like 60 kilometers an hour. Sometimes even some of them can even 70 or 80. It's insane. It's really insane. I'm not talking about these ones. I'm talking about the FIG. Here we go, 2,500. This one, that's Australian. They're really good. And I never could justify the purchase. There were always other things more important than that. Just never have $2,500 I can just throw on something so useless that nobody needs.
I thought you were talking about like a Fisher-Price kids.
No, man. That's... All right, so do you see where it says tools? Do you see where it says tools here on this page? Yeah. You can go to Google Images. If I click on tools, many people don't know it. You see usage rights. If you open it and you choose Creative Commons licenses, those are images with licenses. Not talking about this one because these are ads. They're trying to sell you something. I'm talking about all those. Only those are the ones you can use. Now, it doesn't look like a big difference, but if I'll go puppy, and you will see all these dogs. Oh, they're actually quite cute. Okay, I take it back. It used to be worse. I don't know. A lot of them are now tagged Creative Commons. Great. So technically, you can use those. And there's another trick that you can do with those. So if you take something, if you look here on the type, I can ask for what is this, clip art? Okay, so I can use one of those or line drawing. Now, I'm not suggesting that you steal somebody else's design. I'm just saying for inspiration or a good place to start. Now, if you know how to use Illustrator or Photoshop, you can easily download one of those things, import them into the canvas in Illustrator, trace the image, do a bunch of, click a bunch of buttons, apply an effect and a half, and you're there. You know what I mean? Like Illustrator is probably the best software in the world for those things. Like this, I'm not saying it's a good logo. I know it's foolish. I get it, but it's taken like 12 seconds to make.
Yeah, just a question. What you showed right now, it's the images which I can use.
Yes.
It's allowed.
You have to read. I'll explain how copyrights work. When you look at something and you ask if you can read it or not, you need to click on it, and then you need to read the statement relating to that image. So you need to go to the page where it's actually at, and then you need to read what you're allowed to get from there. I'll give you an example. License. The best way to look at it is Wikipedia. So if you go Wikipedia, I don't know, give me a value. What am I looking for? For that, I don't know. Into cards today. Okay, fine. Let's see. You see this picture here? How do you know if you're allowed to use it? So there should be some, if you click on the image, because they're doing a really good job at it. You see? There should be like usage rights, file, create, location, more details. Somewhere here they should tell you. You can't just assume that you can use it, because I can take a picture of you, put it on the internet, and tag it as something that other people can use. But I'll be breaching like a million rules and you can sue me. So it's not really true. File usage on other wikis. Okay, so let's see. That's the source.
Attribution credit.
Thank you. Where is this in licensing?
Sometimes you do.
Where?
Just in the first line of a line.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay, do you see this? And if you want to know what Creative Commons are, then you just click on the link and you read it. So you need to see one of those before you can use it. So the best thing to do is to create it yourself. Sorry, Elizabeth, you were saying? Okay, that's all right.
Perfect time.
Do you guys want some cheese? Because it's here, guys. I think you want some? Yeah. It's there.
What is your suggestion? So just for this exercise, what is your suggestion? Should we
Download anything and upload. Yeah, anything. So you really need to, if you really wanted to use an image, not for an exercise, yeah, you really need to read. By the way, did you see this little cool slider? You can just bump it up, the logo, just by a click of a button. You do bam, smaller. I think this is a better size. All right, menu. I can edit the menu. If I click on edit menu,
Sorry. You don't want the image and the title together, because when I choose a
very good question. Yes.
The website.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do the image and the text together. For that, if you know Photoshop, it's really, really useful. I'll show you how to do it in Photoshop, but you can do it even in MS Paint. You know MS Paint, the operating system? You can do it there. You don't really need... I'm doing it in Photoshop because I have it, and somebody already paid for the license. Great, that's it. It's the only... Somebody is the business. We're not stealing anything. Yeah. All right, so if I just do this and just go and use a type tool, and then, what did I call it? Drifty something.
2001.
Instead of a logo, can you upload a photo?
You can upload any image. Yeah, it's just images. So I can just do this and just go, ta-da. Okay, it doesn't look good. Damn, that's challenging. Okay. All right, we'll just do it like that. Still doesn't look good. Oh man. Now my OCD isn't going to let me get on with the class. I'm gonna spend 2 hours now. No, I'm kidding. We'll work it out in a second. It's good. It's a good question that I ran into the same thing when I was building the website, and I didn't know how to do it, and then I had to look for ways to do it, and I came with this option, which I think is really a good option. All right, I think that's probably the best logo that anyone has ever designed. And let's make it like that. Okay, and then file, just export it as a PNG. Yeah, so choose a logo, choose something. If you already have it, then I'll move faster. You already have it, everybody? You do? You already have something?
Do you want us to put the name on the logo?
Well, whatever you want. So what I'm doing now is I'm clicking on change, and it's asking me, did you see this option? This option here? Free images. I can even use one of those. But spoiler alert, it's the same library all the time. It's very limited. So I don't think I need that for this kind of image. So I'm just going to click on upload, and I'm going to upload the second logo that I've created with the name of the store. So it's selected by default, but then I can say, oh, I don't want this, I want this one. And then there's a preview. It's showing me what it's going to look like. Yeah. So I'm going to go with this. And then if I click select and save, it will save it. But you know what? I actually don't think it looks better, but I'll do it because it challenged me. That looks almost like no entry for Drifty. I don't like it. I'm changing it again. I made a mistake. Very sorry. No, can't live with it. All right, don't forget to save. Do you all have an image there now?
Yeah.
If you don't have an image, it's going to default to the name of the store, which is not a bad thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my question. Because when I choose a logo, I lose my store text.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's impossible to have the logo and the text.
No, I just did it.
No, you make one new
You make a new image.
Yes.
With the name.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's impossible to keep the image and the text.
Can you write that question somewhere on the side and then we'll look for it later? I don't know. Maybe there is a way.
Right.
I've got 3 hours experience with this platform. That's it. This is why it's amazing. Okay. So edit menu will take you to another page called navigation. I'm going to let it go for now. We're going to get there after. Now, show announcement. I didn't know what it was, so I clicked on it and then woohoo, announce something here. And then I'm going, what can you possibly announce? 30% off all stock until a vaccine, is that how you spell vaccine? To COVID is found. How about that? That means I don't have to honor it because the Russians already say that they've got it. So, and the Chinese too.
Yeah.
So it depends who you ask. So I don't need to give you 30% off. All right, paste a link to what? Oh, that's the link. This can be linked to somewhere. Let's send it to Mindroom. See if it works. edu.au. And then see how smart it is? It's already looking for it in the internet, on the internet. It's looking for the website, for the address, and it's identifying it. And then I just select this. And if it doesn't find it, you have a problem because that means it cannot find it. You see how when I hover over it, it changes color? You see that? Yeah. Can you do that on your website? Tell me when you're done.
Sorry, what do you want us to do? Just to find the link?
No, add the announcement bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, write some text there and link it to somewhere. So if somebody clicks on it, you're sending them to whatever you want to announce. Like read our, I can't think of anything because of COVID. It's on the news all the time. Read our COVID plan. Sorry, I need to, refresh my software. I'm stuck in the loop. Or promotion 50% off until the end of the month, and you click on it, you go to all the products that are sold for. Yeah. Okay, and if I uncheck it, it disappears, of course, but I'm going to keep it on for now. Everybody good? Mm-hmm. Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Meg?
I guess.
All right. Underneath, there's two things that you can change, 2 settings. One is the color of the bar, which must be red all the time, of course. Red. Said red. Okay. And the text, that should be white. No, sorry, blue. Blue. Said blue. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I think that looks awful, but anyway, done. And then you see the theme settings. Let's see what that is. Yes. So any changes made will affect your theme settings. Okay. So pretty much it's just chucking in links. If you have a YouTube channel, chuck it here. Snapchat, I don't even know what you do there, but chuck it here. Tumblr, really? I thought that was finished. Isn't Tumblr from like 20 years ago? Is it still around? Is anybody using it?
I don't know what that's used for.
Some people use it, but I never use it.
I haven't been there in like more than 10 years. Okay. Vimeo actually provide a really decent service if you're not familiar with it. It's kind of like YouTube for businesses. So if you store your videos on Vimeo or Vimeo, I don't know how you say it, then you can share it with everyone and you can embed them everywhere, and they have really, really powerful servers and they can push their streaming, you know, like there's no tomorrow. So it's really good.
Runs really nicely on there.
Yeah. Instagram, yeah, Pinterest, okay, Facebook and Twitter. I have nothing to add on those. You already know everything. All right. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to click on save, just so my changes are saved. And I'm going to go back because all I've done now is just the header. But you already understand the language and the navigation and how this thing behaves. So the next thing, so you see this is a, what's it called, Parallax Page? So you scroll down, you can scroll down the entire page, the entire website technically, but you also have a menu. So every section is represented here. So if I deleted this section, it would disappear from this from the page. So we're going to click on image with text overlay, okay? And we're going to explore 3 images, or we can go to the library. What does the library have? The images I already uploaded, but I don't want it. I want to use one of those. Let's go with Halloween because it's Halloween and I want to sell something for Halloween. Happy Halloween. I like this one. I'm going to select it. So that's it. And now, where do you want the image to be aligned? Bottom. Yeah, that leaves a bit of, I don't know, it's too big, so I don't think there's a difference with that size image. Do you want it to be full width or fixed width? Now it's going to be smaller. Do you see what it did? Do you know the difference between fixed and full, guys? No, you don't know. Fixed is a certain length in pixels, okay? Let's just say 1080 pixels. If your screen is 1200 pixels, it's going to be 120 pixels, 60 on each side, like you see here. Do you see the white area?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I say be full, it's basically in the code, it says width something 100%. So on every device, it will always be coast to coast, left to right, all the way across. Doesn't matter what device you're using. This, for me, it's better because I know what it's going to look like. Okay. By the way, do you see this? If talking about devices, do you see this screen icon here? I'm going to click on it now, and it gives me the option to see what this website looks like on a mobile device. Now, I have to say, except for that silly little announcement ribbon, it doesn't look bad. I think it already looks like something. I'm going to go back to desktop. So the section height, to me, this is too large. I'm going to change it to small. Yeah, that's better. Or maybe medium. It's too small. There's too much text there. And do I want the text to be large? Yes, I like it. What's the heading? Now the heading is image with text overlay. I'm going to make it crazy special hello something win. Halloween. You see? Can you see the pan? Halloween. Something. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, sorry. I'm too tired to be creative. And then in the bottom text, it's win special offers until 31st October. If it only has 30 days, it's even more interesting, but I don't know. Okay, so something, yeah, all right. Now you see where it says button. You should, everything I do, you should do on your website if I didn't explain it. You're also doing it, right?
Yeah.
I stopped for a bit.
I'm waiting for you.
I just, where are you? Sorry.
Do you see the Google Meet? Do you see the page?
Yep.
Then
I
just,
was watching.
yeah.
I didn't saw where you clicked before.
I'm editing this section, the large image.
Okay, we just click on the image.
Yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll save and I'll go back until you catch up because I want you to be with us. So I'm going back. How do I go back? You see that little arrow? That always brings you back one. So you with me? You see what I do?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
just
using the photo and stuff.
so you're just clicking on this. I changed the image. In this case, I went with a free image, but you can also upload from a library. So with the library, what I want to say is you don't need to reinvent the wheel. And I think one of the worst things that people do is they go on Google Images or just look for an image on the internet. Most likely, you don't have a license to use it. Most likely, it's not yours. It's problematic. It maybe has some code in it that you're not even aware of. The best thing if you're building more than one website, even if you have just one website, but you care about it. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, do you have I don't have much battery in my laptop, my bed.
Is it the same thing?
No, she's got a newer one. She's too fancy for us.
Do you have one?
No,
for her?
I have a newer
Does
one.
anybody have a charger for her?
So good for the
I'm sorry.
dark.
All right. Worst case is you.
I can watch with someone.
Yeah. You want to sit next to
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, just wait for me to die and then I'll watch it.
Okay.
My bad, I was at school.
That's all right. That happens. So what I want to say about photo stock is that you can buy them from Adobe. Adobe has a really impressive photo stock. Okay. Do you know Adobe? Everybody knows Adobe. So if you just Google photo stock services, there's so many of them. Find one, pay one. If you're paying $20 or $50 on a photo, it's not a lot if it makes an impact. This is your homepage. You have about between 3 and 7 seconds to grab someone's attention and say, this is it. And most of the best designs, I don't know why, that people respond to the best, have a giant ass image on the homepage. So it's worth your $10, $20. You don't need to save $20 and grab something from Google that's not yours. Pay $20. It's your website. You're going to be selling, doing a lot of work. Or you can talk to a photographer like the one we have here now. Look at her. You see how she's holding it? I don't even know how to hold it. And that's going to be a good photo. But that's going to cost you more. How much is 1 hour of a photographer to hire one?
Like the minimum?
Yeah. Well, not average. $30, $40.
That's pretty good price.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad.
The ones, yeah, I used before, it's like 200, 300 an hour.
An hour must be really good.
Depends, when you get into like New York, back in Manhattan or something, jeez,
Okay.
it's just silly.
All right. So yeah. Okay. So, but look again, the work has already been done. I'll show you something. I don't know if I can show it to you real fast, but I'll try. What I'm showing you now is from Articulate Storyline. They have a sister or daughter application called Rise. I'm going to get into one of the courses that I'm working on. Let's go. Somebody's playground. Here, playground. I like playground. And I'm going to add an image and I'm going to show you just what I mean. You can buy a license to use a photo stock, even temporarily, and that's fine. And then you're getting like really great high-res photos, image with text on it. Yeah, look at that. Let's just say that I want to replace this image, and I'm going into the library. Give me something you want to, I don't know, see a photo of. What's your product? Anyone?
Coffee.
Coffee. There you go. Okay, so it's just too good.
Yeah.
It's just really, really high res, giant dimensional photos. And this is here just because of the, if I'll download it, you see it, or just change the layout of where it sits, you're gonna see it differently. But so you can get really any kind of image that you want, and you just pay for a stock and just pay someone and get a really good image. Okay, so back to where we were. So we finished with this one, right? We did the link, and now I want to talk about a button. Shopify allows you to add buttons. Why? Because you want to promote something, okay? So see promotion, I don't know, okay? And then what is the page? I'm going to link it to a page. Oh, but I didn't create a page yet, so I cannot do it. So for now, I'm going to just link it to Nike.com. Now it's going to look for Nike.com. You see it's thinking, says, yeah, I found it. Okay, you can use it. And the button says see promotion. You see what it did? Can you add a button on yours? Add to any URL. We're going to change the URL later. It doesn't matter. Just put something there. We're just playing. We'll change it later. Everybody good with the button? And that's pretty much the last thing here. Don't forget to save, because otherwise you lose it when you go back to
Do you
the.
know how you show up the link? I put something, maybe I didn't put much information.
David,
I
can you
said
check?
Special, and then the link.
Once you put the link here, then we'll make the button.
All right. So, but I choose from.
Yes, that's where you can send something completely.
If you see me now hovering over the button, you see the cursor changes to a hand. That means it's a link. You obviously know that, but that didn't happen before I added the link. And if I remove the link, like now, I lose the button. Thank you, because it needs to go somewhere. So I really like how it finds and making sure that you're connecting it, you're linking it to something real. Okay, now if I click on the button, the arrow to go back, I'm moving on to the next section. It's image with text. Not sure we need to do it. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, so I'm not going to waste your time on this. What's interesting about it, though, is you see the 6 dots here. You can decide to drag it and place it somewhere else. And now, this is the first thing that will be shown on the website. I can also click on the eye icon and hide it. You see what I did? Elizabeth, Meg, you okay in there with this? So change the order of two, what do they call these things? Sections, I guess. Yeah, other section. Change the order and just hide one of them. And just hide one of them.
It's kind of like layers, isn't it? As well, like it works the
No,
same.
no, it's not layers. No, it's not one on top of well, it's layers just in the menu where it's on the side menu where it's showing it to you, but you cannot put one section on top of another and use transparency. You cannot do that here. No. You have to remember that this needs to be compatible with all devices. They have to be really clear. Yeah. The code needs to be really, really concise. It cannot just go all over the place and do a bunch of things here and a bunch of things there, because they'll never see the end of it. This has got to work on every device. They're keeping it to a minimum. All right. If we look at this layout, I really like this one. Let's edit this one. Select an image. I'm going to go to my free images. You already know.
Which one was this? Text column?
Yeah, I'll go back. No problem. So I'm going back. You know what? I'll go back even to, you will lose. Yes, lose. That's fine. I'll go back to home. So just so you'll see how we got there, because it's really confusing when you start working and you go, oh, I don't know where I am now. So when you click on home, you see where it says, look at the URL. It's my store name.shopify.com/admin. You can always go there, or you can just add it to your favorites by, dropping it in your favorites, or clicking Command D if you don't know that shortcut, or Control D on PCs, same thing. Then I'm going to customize theme. and then I'm going to customize this theme. I can show you how to choose a different theme later. But yeah, let's just finish with this theme first. Okay, so I'm clicking on customizing, to customize the theme, and I'm going back to where I was before. So the header is done, this is done, image with text. Let's look at this one, okay? We said we don't want it, so we can hide it, or you see I can even remove it altogether. Trash, done, gone. And now we have this text with columns with images. And if I click on it, it opens that. So this is now I'm editing the first. You see where it says add a title or a tagline. I'm going to go with product number 1. I'm going to select an image, and it's going to be, I'm going to upload. I actually prepared a few trikes here, products, just so that I'll have something to work with. This is what you really should be doing, right? If you're building if it's a real business, then you would know your products and or services or whatever it is you want to promote. I gotta say, I think it works better with products than it does with services, you know, because what are you gonna put here? My consulting services? I don't know. This is really, really oriented, geared towards hard sale. See, sale, promotion, bam, bam, %, discount, tell your friends, send an email, receive an email, order, invoice. It's really geared towards that. So product number 1, I'm just going to call it the Huffy because I think it's called that. Huffy, something like that. And then where's the description? If I go here, you see, just because I prepared it earlier, and I'm opening Huffy, then I have the description. But you can write whatever you want. It doesn't matter. So start working on that. Add a few things there. You can just take random text from the internet as well. There's no problem. The important thing is you know how to use the tool. What you write in there, you know, you can change it any other day. It doesn't matter. So let's just do these 3. They sit really nice. And now there's the button. Usually it will just say buy now, and then until I have somewhere a product page. I don't have a product page, so I can't link it to that, but we'll get there. We'll do that too. I think that's the next thing we'll do because I think it's the most important thing. And you see the button is added at the bottom, and now I can already start selling this, or at least show it to customers. It's not linked to any accounting, so I can't really do it. Here we have something called featured selection. Now, this is a bit different, the featured selection. Oh, sorry, I'm still at text. Am I? Yes. If I go to featured selection, I can change the heading to, you know, summer collection, and then select collection. I don't have a collection, then it's offering me to create one. What's a collection? A collection is a set or a cluster of products that have affinity, that are somehow related, okay? So, for example, I'm going to create one for motorized trikes because there can be standard ones that don't have a motor and one that's motorized, okay? And then I can save it. Now, sorry, there's one error. I'm not doing something wrong. I'm not doing something right. The way this works is it's using tags. So you're adding products, and then you tag them as being part of this selection. So maybe we'll go now into products. So no matter where you are, go to the home page, just so you'll see how this works. And now we're not customizing the theme, we're adding products. Okay, let's do that. Can you click on product? Sorry if I confused you, but I think it's better if we add products now. Yeah, you see it? Elizabeth, you see it?
Yes.
And were you good?
And then you need to add products.
Yes. Let's just add, I don't know, 2 or 3, so we'll have something to play with, because otherwise it's kind of hard to do the other things. So the first one I'm going to call the Huffy. That's for me. The description, I don't know if I still have it. Yes, I still have it. Add a file, that's the image. just add something so that you will have something to work with. It's really hard if you don't. You can also add a few images. Now, look, there's a price, and you need to set a price for this. So I'm going to go with 89, and then compare price. That means what the price used to be, and then it will be crossed with like red. It's going to be in red, and they're going to be a line to say that it's crossed, that it's not the right price anymore. That means that they've been given a discount. You're selling it at a lower price, and that's what we're trying to say. Now, if you look underneath where it says price, it says cost per item, and it says customers will not see this. So this is for you. So I actually bought it for $40, and then my profit here is $49, which is the margin is 55%, which is fantastic. But actually, I'm lying, obviously, and I got it for $70. So I'm only making $19 on it. It's really useful when you have a lot of products, because then you can know which products to give a discount. Inventory. Okay. SKU, stock keeping unit, that comes from inventory management and warehousing, that term. And that refers to what is the, oh man, it's like code that you can scan anywhere. Let's just say that you have a lot of businesses, a lot of staff selling your product, and there's how many units you have, and then there's a code for this thing. And if they're all using the same code, then it will be deducted from the same stock, the same system. So everybody's keeping it up to date. I'm going to leave it for now because we're not there. You don't have real products, so you don't need to know about this. Continue selling when out of stock. No, don't continue to sell. And then what's the quantity that you have? And I'm going to say 2. So if somebody is buying 2, I'm going to be out of stock. The next person that is trying to buy that product is going to say out of stock. Okay? So is this a physical product? Yes, it's not a service. I'm not giving somebody a haircut. Okay, how much does it weigh? Why is this important? You guys are spot on. Exactly right. So this is actually 23 kilograms, or you can change it to imperial units if you're not using the metric system in your country. What's my region? Australia. I don't know what that is. Harmonized system code. Search by product. Oh, okay. So if your products have used by border officer to classify this product, I don't know. I have no idea. But if you've been selling your product, your shoes around the world, you would know what that is. You would go on the internet and you find out what the code is for that product in that zone. Variants. This product has multiple options. For example, red, blue, and green. And I'm going yes. And then they're going to ask me, what is it? And I'm going to say it's color. Separate with a comma. And I'm going to say, okay, I have it in green. I have it in black. I have it in red. Okay? Add other option? No. Now, underneath, see how sophisticated the engine is? It's already got the search engine listing. Oh, what did I do? Yeah, the search engine listing preview. This is what it's going to look like. You can then edit the search engine optimization. Do you all know what that is? SEO, guys? You don't know? So I'm going to say Google, but really it's search engines, because any of them, they're reading the content of your website. So websites, they have a thing called metadata in it, which is, this is data that you stick in the web pages or in the backend somewhere, where those robots can read it and they go, oh yeah, I found you. I'm going to put it here when somebody's looking for a similar product. I'm going to bring it up as a relevant search result, but the users don't see it. And basically, the object of this is to be first on Google, put simply. So they're just showing you what it's going to look like. It's taking the description. It's got the link to the product page. So I already created a product. And then when I save it, this will be my first product. Okay? Have you all created a product yet? We'll wait for you if you didn't. It's kind of important. And now when I click on product, I'm going to see the Happy. Tell me if you are there. You have a product,
It's
Andrew?
missing just
Yeah.
photo.
The what? Sorry.
It's missing just a photo from the
Yeah, no problem. No
And the
problem.
rest is done.
Yep, fantastic. I'm gonna add another product here, just so that we can work on the collection. And I'm gonna go back to my things. I'm gonna call this Electro. Okay, I'm gonna upload an image. I don't think it likes the image. Let's see. Why do you not like the image? What's wrong? All right, tell me when you're good. So you could also start editing a product and then go back to it. In this case, I'm going to delete this picture because it's not good. The website doesn't know how to read it. Okay. Okay, and I only have one of this, and this weighs 55 kilos, and I'm still in Australia, and it doesn't have any variants, and save. Everybody has 2 products? 1, 2?
Sure, products.
Yeah.
Second one finishing in a minute.
Okay, well, 1, we can use 1 for now. We can use 1. I'll just show you the filters. So you can start looking for a product, and then it will give me the halfie. It doesn't look very useful now, but imagine that you have 100 products here. So you can just start typing the name of the product you're looking for, and it's just going to filter everything else. Another way to filter is by vendor, because you could be buying them. A lot of this, what you can do with Shopify and platforms like it, is you can buy things from, not buy things, but just be a middle person. So sell to others what is not yours. And if somebody is placing an order, then you have, a lot of people do it on Amazon and eBay. They're buying from someplace and just shipping it. All they give is they give the original seller an address to ship it to. They're just middle people. They're just making money on nothing. So if you did that, for example, then you'll have product vendor. But you can also have product vendor if you say, yeah, I got the electro from that vendor and I got the halfie from another. Tagged with, you didn't tag them, so there's nothing to tag with. There's nothing to check the tags of. But if you did tag them, then you could search for it by the tags. And then are they available or not available? In this case, they're all available. And then you can use more filters. So that's it for now. If you look at inventory, underneath that, yeah, I can wait for you, Meg. I'm sorry, going too fast. You're done? Okay. So can you click on inventory? This is how you see how much product are in your stock. If you had a real store, you would want to know that. You would want to know when you're running out. I have a friend who's using that. Initially, she wanted to go to a developer and get a website. And then, we said, check that out. And she did, and she built this, and she's using it. She's selling tons. That's her work. She's making a salary. She's paying other people's salary from this. Okay, so that's inventory. It tells you what you have. Edit quantity available. So I can say, you know what, I actually have more. You see how this changes in available? So you can say, yeah, I actually have 6. I'm going to save it. And from this, I actually only have 1 because I gave it to my friend or whatever. And then transfers, let's see what that is. You can track and receive incoming inventory from your suppliers and business locations. Okay. This is one store, but imagine that you have a store, a physical store, and you're selling bikes or something, push bikes in every capital city, and they're all using this website. There could be transfers, there could be inventory that gets moved around. When you add transfer, you get a little something like search the product and then shipment and when it's expected and all that. We don't need to get into that. This is more about inventory management. We don't need to do that. Collections is what I showed you before. I want to create a collection. This collection will be special offers. Okay, these are products that are on special offer. Description: product that are on special offer. Okay, I can add an image to that. And then look at the conditions, okay? This is something that you quote unquote program. It takes a second, but it's like using code. And this is why this system is so smart. You're setting conditions for what goes into this collection. So I want to say if the product title is equal to something, then be a part of this collection. Or if the product title contains the word coffee, then you're in this collection. Or I can say if the product tag is equal to special, then add to this collection. And then I can say add a collection image. Oh, I don't have any, do I? Okay, so I'm not going to add it. And then I'm going to save. So what did I say now? I said to the system that any product that is tagged special to be part of this collection. Now, for this to work, I clearly have to go to where the products are and tag whatever product I want with special. Otherwise, it wouldn't be included. So I'm going to go into Hafi. And if you look on the right column, we ignored it before. I'm adding a tag to it. You see what I'm doing? I'm clicking on Save. Now, it also has collections. Okay, it's in the home page now. Why? Because this is how it came off the shelf. But now it should be included in something else as well. So let's go back to this. I don't know if it saved it. I think I may have forgotten to save. I don't know. Special. That's the tag. Save.
Just go back without save to see if you saved
the other one. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's do that. What did Hafi was it?
Yeah.
Yep, it's got the tag. You see the tag here?
Yeah.
So if I go to collections and I'm going to open special offer, you see it's got 2 products now. You understand how this works? Guys? Everybody? Okay. So I'll show you why it's cool. So if I go back to editing the theme. By the way, you see where it says online store? If you click on the eye icon, at any time it will open the store the way it will look like to your customers. So this is what they see. See, it already looks like a website, kind of. But you see this featured collection? We need to tell this collection to be the collection of specials that we just created. So I'm going to go back here, and we're going to go to collections. Sorry, I was just there. And then we're going to go here. So this one is ready. Yes, this one is ready. So let's go back to home, customize theme, customize this theme. You sure you want to customize? Yes, I am sure. Okay. And then go to collection. Where was the collection? Featured collection. Select collection. And there's only 2. There's the home page, which is what you see now. That's coming off the shelf with the theme. And there's the special offer. That's the one I created. I'm going to select it. Now, clearly, you can work on the images, make them the same size, and make sure that the product is in the middle. But you see what it did with the price? You see how cool this is? Now, if I click on sale, where is it going to take me? It's going to take me to the product page. So I already have that too. You see how great it is? It's taken a second, right? If you leave, it's not going to be saved. Okay, save then. Now, if we're already on this page, let's see what we have in the product page. We have a header. So we can say that in this page, the logo goes to the left. We can say that on this page, there is no announcement. I don't need to show it. And that's it, really. But I think it's going to affect the header in the homepage too. So now, if I go to this, to the live site, and I'm refreshing it, you see what I did? I changed it for the entire website. And then we have the picture with this. If I click on the button, it will take me to Nike, because that's what I told it to go, because I don't have pages yet. And then I have the product, and then I have the collection that I built. Image, we already done that, so I'm not going to do it again to you. So let's think of something else to do. Leave page. Oh, changes will be lost. Okay. So let's see what else we can customize. Are you okay? Are you falling asleep there? You still good? It's not going to be much longer. We'll do another, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. If you tell me it's enough, it's enough. And if you're interested, we can do a little bit more. All right, so we've done the collection. By the way, if I added an image for the collection, it will be, you would see it here. Now you know we don't have it. Image with text overlay, we already had one of those, so I'm going to hide it for now. Maybe somebody else would want to customize. I want to ask my business partner if they think we should, so I'm not deleting it. If I wanted to delete it, I would click on it and choose the three-dot menu and click remove. See, now it's gone from here. Now testimonials. Testimonial is a good way to show that you're the best at everything and that everyone loves you. So they just have this here, right? So if I click on testimonial number 1, you see it's just text. Just text. Can you see me changing it? Of course you can. And then the author's name is me. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So now you have the testimonials as well. If you click on the arrow to go back, you're back. Gallery. What's gallery? Let's look at the first one. By the way, the section height, you see, so you can make it really big. I don't like it so much. Or you can make it really small, or even extra small. Okay? So let's click on the first image and see what it does. Select an image. As always, you can upload your own, or you can go here and choose pets and something. Yeah, let's go with pets. A dog. And then, again, same. Paste a link. Where do you want it to go? So where do I want it to go? No, I want it to go to a product. Can I do it now? Yes, because I added products, right? So now it's linked. You see? And the caption, by Electro. Don't be a dog. Now it's cool. Save. I thought there was a button there that you can add. Maybe I got it wrong. Oh, the whole thing is a button. See what it's doing? And if you click on it, it probably will open the product. So it's showing you where it's linking to. Do you all understand that, or did anybody miss that? You all good with that? Okay. Now, the other thing you can do here is add a section. When you click on add a section, you will be given pretty much the same content you saw before, with the addition of a map and a video, okay? And store information. Actually, in a newsletter. No, that's for something else. Okay, so let's just say I want to add a video. It's gonna add this, and then there'll be an image for the video, and then you can link it, and then you'll have a video, and the player is built in. You see that they'll have a little video. So it's that simple. So then you have the footer. We're nearly done, guys. We're nearly done. The hardest part. You nailed the hardest part. Now remember, this is something that you would wait for a few months if you gave it to a designer and developer. We've been here an hour and a half, okay? So that's your footer. What do you want in your footer? You can show payment options or not. You see how they disappear? I'm gonna click on it again and then they're gonna appear. Boom, you see? Now, when you see all these payment options, this is what Shopify is supporting. It's quite a lot. Google Pay, MasterCard, PayPal, ShopPay, never used it, Visa, and Amex. Then you can choose languages and you can choose currency. So we're here, but if we were in Brazil, you would change it, the language and the currency. I'm saving it because I can't remember what I did. Okay. Then there's these two things. Quick links refers to what you see here. If I click on quick links, you see it only has, I can edit the menu. No, that's something else. Yeah, that's something else. I'll leave it for a second. I can change the quick links to useful links or information or whatever you want to call it. You see it changed to useful. And yeah, and I'm going to save it. And if I go back, I can add content. But that's the content I can add with this theme. Or I could go to newsletter and change it. Subscribe to our newsletter.
What do you use this quick link for? Like for example, product, they say.
What does this do?
Yeah.
If this is for customers, if somebody's just browsing, they're not a customer even, and you want them, you're sending a newsletter every week with promotional offers. So they'll be in your database, and then you can offer them more products.
I think you should talk about the links.
Oh.
The quick links.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got search, but you can add more things to it. You can add more links here.
Are you on that section at the moment?
I did another section.
Footer.
Footer. Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm at the footer.
Okay.
Okay, so remember that everything, if you're stuck with this or this is not enough, you can always manipulate the code or get somebody who knows. So you can, it's Lego, you can do anything with it. I'm just showing you the base level. Okay, let's look at one more thing and then go to build pages, because that's probably the most important thing that you will need after the products and what I just showed you. So if you go to theme, sorry that we've done that. Yeah, even better. Okay, navigation. Navigation, do you see navigation? It's, if you look at the, where you see all the options here with themes, maybe I'll click on themes first here. It's admin themes, okay? So if you scroll to the bottom of this, do you see where I am? If you don't, just go the name of your store.shopify.com/admin/themes. So you can choose themes you can buy directly from Shopify. Are you on that page? You guys seeing this?
Why there now?
The what makes
Yeah,
it?
that's navigation.
Okay, David, you good?
Yep.
So if you click on Shopify theme store, you will see a lot of beautiful themes that will cost you money, which is fair enough. You know, you don't have to buy them, but there's all these themes to choose from. So this is what I'm saying. You really need to ask yourself if you want to pay somebody to do those things, because it's already been done. It's all there. They just choose something that you like and take it from there. Now, these are the beautiful ones, but they cost money. The free ones are really ugly, you know, but still, ugly, you know, they still do the trick. They do the work. If your products are good and you have good photos, look, 90% of it is a photo.
And you pay once as well.
No, these are free.
Okay.
For your bill, so
Okay.
pay once for the more.
If I'll do this, for example, I'll click on I want this pasta, and I'm going add to theme library. I can then choose to choose this theme to use it. See, it's still loading it. And I'm going to show you what it does. I'm going to choose this theme and probably destroy everything. That's it. Just added actions, preview. You can download, you can edit the code, duplicate, you can customize. and so on. So you can customize this and so on, okay? And then you can publish it, but I'm not going to. We've done all this work. Let's see where it takes us. Okay, guys, I'm going to pages and navigation, and then I'll just touch on domains and a few other settings, and we'll be done. Because I think it's too much. It's like an overload. I know, you know, I think it's a bit heavy when you get into the details, but we've done so much in an hour and a half, and this is why it's such a powerful tool.
Have you navigating inside of marketing campaigns?
The navigating is?
In marketing campaigns.
No, it's not. No. It's the menu of the website.
No, I'm asking you if you haven't checked the marketing and the campaigns.
Yeah, I did a little bit, yeah.
Yeah? Do you know how works the email marketing?
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
I'm not an expert, but I understand the principles, yes. But first, this is part one, we're just building the site. But it's more advanced what you are saying, what you're talking about. All right, so navigation, let's go to pages and add a contact us page. All that I did was clicked on pages. Now I'm going to add a page. What's it called? It's called Contact Us. We'd love to hear from you, but not on the phone, please. Just fill in a form or something, right? That's what they do always these days. Nobody's talking to you anymore. That's my feeling anyway. Okay, so that's what it is. It's a page and it's contact us. I'm saving it now, all right? So the other thing that you've just done with creating another page is you can link it to all the buttons. All the buttons that you built, you can now link to this page. But let's go to navigation because we were there. There was just, I had nothing to show you. And I'm gonna look at the main menu. I'm clicking on the main menu. I know you need to go, it'll just be a second. I'm adding a menu item. What is it? It's contact us. Where do you link it to? A different website, a product? Because you see, if I'm gonna click on products, it's gonna give me the products that I have. But no, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna choose pages. There's only one pages because I only created one page. And add, and save menu. And now, if I'll click on the eye icon to launch the version that everybody's seen, you see, there's contact us. You see this? And when I click on contact us, it's taking me to that page. Do whatever you want with this page, but okay. Now, if I go to catalog, I see my items. If I want to buy it, maybe it should say buy. I'm going here. If I'm going add to cart, it does that. I'm going view cart. I can go to checkout. And I didn't have to pay a single dollar for anybody to do this in an hour and a half. It's amazing. This tool is so powerful. Okay, domains, quick word on domains, and then we'll see how we're getting money, because that's what's important, right? At the end of the day, we're doing this for money, not a charity business. Okay. So you can buy a domain, you can change your primary domain. What's your primary domain now? It's this, it's a Shopify, but you don't want that. You have your own domain. So you can buy a new domain or transfer a domain. So then you can look for it, and then basically what you're doing is saying to them, see, you can transfer a domain, or you can connect an existing domain. So basically I'm saying, send money renovation here. I don't want to do that, but you know what I mean? And then in your domain management, where you bought the domain, you're saying you're giving the IP address or whatever details of the server of Shopify. They will guide you. It's very easy. It's very, very easy. And then when somebody clicks on your URL, your domain, your business name, when they find it in Google, they're going to go here to this website. And this becomes your website. But this is totally geared towards sales, okay? This is not just a corporate website with information. This is about sale. It's an online store. That's what we're trying to do here. All right, now let's talk about the most interesting part about it, which is the money. How do I get money? So you see somebody here wants to buy, they're going to check out with this or that, they're going to put in a credit card. How do I see the money? So this is in one of the settings here. So I'm gonna go maybe to the one that I already have and see what we have there, because I placed an order there. Did I close it or do I have it? Let's see. You need to go, David? All right, okay. You want to join someone else?
Oh, I can get on.
You wanna go on
phone? On my phone.
Okay.
Can you just watch that?
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Oh, you can sit with Andre if you want.
Let's see what's going on.
You have room there? Okay. So what I did now is I clicked on settings, and you will see the URL structure of everything in Shopify is very clear and very what's the word I'm looking for? It's consistent. So you see, you have the name of your store, .shopify.com/admin, because you're now in the back end, you're in the CMS, you're doing things for the website in the back end, /settings. Why? Because I clicked on settings. Where is setting? It's at the bottom left. Can you go there to that page, please, everybody? You there? All right. So let's just quickly read all of them. Maybe in a couple of words talk about what they do, and I'll show you a couple of things, and we'll wrap it up. So, see you, David. View and update your store details. Locations, manage the places you stock inventory. Okay. Fulfill orders. I'll show you. I can't show you because I closed the other one. I can open it in another. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll open it in another browser. Okay, and then enable and manage your store's payment providers, notification, store, languages, billing. Manage your billing information. Okay, so it's either payments or billing. Let's see. And then shipping is important too. All right. I just can't remember where I did it, but it's either in billing, payment methods. You can add a payment method. Okay, you see tax registration. I actually did it in the other website I built. I said, yes, I'm registered for tax, and I used my TFN, tax file number, and then it's linked here. And then you can report to the authorities every year about your earnings. You can register with your ABN, and that's all you need to do. So if you had a website, you would have to do some sort of an integration with other systems if you wanted it to be done automatically, or for this to work together, or for your website to know that you need this information and that it's linked against your number. Here, you're just adding a number, and that's it. It's linked. It knows who you are. And it can produces the financial overview and the reports and everything. If I click on it now, it will give me nothing because there's no reports. The total fees and the total payouts are nothing, and this is month to date. So it actually also gives you financial reports, which is great. There are no charges and there's no credit, so that's billing. The other thing was payments that I wanted to look at. And somewhere here you add your bank account, okay? And that's the setup. Yeah, here we go. So here you should be able, you need to provide more information to start receiving payouts so you can complete in the form. So are you a sole trader, a company, or a non-profit? I'm a sole trader. Are you an Australian company? Then give me your ABN. What's your business address, city, postcode, and so on. And then you link it to a bank account, okay? Account number, and the money is gonna go straight in there. It's as simple as that. It's like that. Do you know how much work and how much money you need to pay people to do all those things? Do it in one weekend. That's it. Gone. Done.
Question.
Yes.
How they make money?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yes. So what they do is they charge this 1.4% plus 1.4% on every transaction, plus 30 cents on every transaction.
But the Shopify are doing that?
Yes.
Or
They take it from you, from the seller.
And that's per purchase or per item?
30 cents per transaction and 1.4% per transaction. Well, 1.4% on everything.
And that's the same for F1, or they will change
No.
it through?
No, it's a good question. If you go into select a plan, God, I feel like I'm a salesperson for Shopify. Honestly, I'm not. Like in a week or two, I'm going to show you something else on another platform. I don't care. Do your research, but you see the terms. These are the terms. So these are the real terms. What you saw before was if you pay $300, $299 a month. So basically, they're showing you these rates because that's the best rate that they can give you, because they want to lure you in. They want you to start using it. They're showing you, oh, this is what you can pay, only 1.4 plus 30 cents. It's nothing. And here, if you pay 80 a month, they're going to give it to you for 1.6. And if you pay only $29 a month, which is the lowest you can pay, they're giving to you for the worst fee. So, it depends how much. It depends how much you sell, what's your volume, how many products, how many items.
If you sell, they earn money. If you don't sell, that's okay.
Yes, but you still pay $29 a month.
Maybe the base.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you're in the free trial.
But guys, let's be serious and honest about it. If you're paying $30 a month, that's $360 a year. How much would it cost you to pay a developer to work 1 day? 1 day, probably more than that. 1 day, right? Nobody's taking less than $50 an hour if they're good and experienced and understand what you need. And then you find somebody from another country, so they usually work for less, so they take $40. Come on. 1 hour with them, it's like a month on this platform, and you can do it all yourself. Now, I want to show you something else. We added a page before. Check it out. I'm just going how to add a page to Shopify. Bam, bam, bam. This is how you do it. Not happy? Go here and read it. Not happy? Go here and read it. Help. Not happy? Go here. Not happy? Let's see videos. There's millions of people are using it. There's a community. Oh, I forgot to show you the community. Damn. If you go here, there's Shopify Help Center and a community forum. Okay? And you can also hire an expert. I do feel like a salesperson, but I'm really impressed with this platform. It's one of the easiest things I've ever done. I remember I built a website with something called Webflow. I never knew where I was. I always had to go back to the homepage and, okay, what did I click to get there? I was, racking my brain finishing one website.
And if you have like a website through, let's say,
A WordPress site?
WordPress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you do a plugin from Shopify? Can you connect those two?
You're probably better off just building the website on Shopify.
Do it here and forgetting about it.
I don't know. It's a good question, but what are you trying to achieve with this integration? Like, what do you want to do?
Say if you have a store and then a blog of that attached.
Oh, they have blogs here too. Look, I'll show you. Can I show you? Should I show you? Oh, I didn't even show you this. If you go to customers, you can add your customers and then you manage them and then you know everything that they ever did here on the website. Yeah, let's do this. I'll just show you for a second. Oh, yeah, I do have it here. Okay, orders. Look, this is something I bought for myself. I changed the price to be $1 and now I'm the seller and I'm looking at my orders. That's what you're looking at. It's a different website. It's the one and you can see my profile photo. Do you like it? It's George Clooney. I thought he looked better. I measured myself against him and decided to go with him. So I'm just showing you an order. This is an order that I placed. It cost $1. And in shipping, this is one of the settings that we didn't touch on. I decided that a shipping would cost $1. The GST is 10%. The system is adding it itself. But if I told the system that I'm a sole trader who's earning less than I don't know whatever, then it said, okay, you don't need to pay GST, so you don't need to charge GST. It knows the rules in your country. And it does it itself.
How about shipping?
You know how you can either charge, for example, my
Yeah.
product costs $10 plus shipping?
Yeah.
Or $10
You can change it. You can edit it.
do all that?
According to the postcode.
Yeah, you can change it. You can decide how you can say how much it is domestically within the country and internationally. And you can also specify countries.
Smart.
Yes, it's just incredible. So I can create shipping labels. I'm not using those. Well, I've never done anything retail, so I don't have experience with that. But the point with this is you can mark it as fulfilled. So if I so this person bought this thing for me, its stock something unit is number 2. If I mark it as complete, that means I delivered it, okay? And then you add a tracking number, shipping center, where was it sent from, and so on and so on and so on. If you go into orders now, why? Oh, because it already was complete. I don't know. I'm changing it, and I'm saying that this is paid. That's the first thing I want to say. And fulfilled. Fulfilled means I fulfilled my obligations. You understand? So that's it. And now it disappears, but it will be here. It should be here in orders as completed orders. So I just need to remove these filters. But I didn't actually change it. I only changed the filter. So I need to go back and change it. But anyway, I think you mark as fulfilled. I'm going to do it now, see if it works. I think you get the picture. Oh, because it wants information about shipping tracking number. All right, tracking number. I don't know what. Yeah. This was sent from Japan. Send shipment details to your customer now. Okay. All right. Item fulfilled. You see, now it's completed. It just wanted a tracking number, and it created this. This is 1001 because it's my first order, and now the status has changed to complete. Guys, there's discounts you can make. It's fantastic. You just create a discount, and you make a discount code. So what's the code? Hot October. What am I doing? Am I giving a 20% off? Yes. On what? On all products. Who is eligible? Everyone. From, to, and then everyone who uses this code when they buy it. Everybody, when you buy the product, it's going to prompt you to put in the code, but you send it to them by email or whatever, and they get 20% off. Or you can say it's a fixed amount. Just give them a $5 discount. They'll go for it. They'll buy anything, those people. You go like that. Just save it. Created a discount. See? And I can get a shareable link to what? I don't know. I don't know what is a shareable link to. Let's put it here and see what it does. Guys, the key is to play with it and click on buttons. Okay, so here it is. And then if I'm going hit me, and I'm going to buy this product, which, 100 and, okay. I'm going to, yes, view cart. Yeah, I think if I'll check out, it should prompt me for a code, but I'm really scared to do it because I already bought once and it's got my details, so I don't want to do it. So that's pretty much it. So we talked about orders, products, customers. I have a customer here, so it'll be nice. You see, I have 2 customers. This one had actually ordered, and that's their last order. So if I go into managing this customer, I can see what they bought from me, for what money, and what's the status of the order. The order was placed, and this is everything that's happened in the correspondence between us. So it's kind of like a CRM too, in a way. Tax settings, you want to manage it? No, we're collecting tax. We don't need to manage it. Email marketing, subscribe. That person has joined the newsletter, whoever asked, so we know if they're on the list. And then I can tag it the same way I did for the collection. I can tag it as anything and then use these tags for other areas in Shopify. Request customer data, I don't know, never used it. Analytics, there's nothing to analyze because I only had one sale, but imagine you're working and you have all this information, but I don't want it about today. I want it from the beginning of time. Okay, don't need to go that far. Let's go like that. Okay, I don't know. It doesn't show my sale.
It's comparing just one day.
Oh, right. Yes, you're right. Compared to, you're right. Well done. I want this to be ending. You're right.
There's phone number there. It's today.
It's the what? Oh, not the date. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So you see, it gives you basically one sale, so it's not really interesting, but it has information. Trust me on this. And then we've got reports. Again, doesn't mean anything, but imagine you have 100 customers and 2,000 products. What did you ask
Do
me?
you know the profile of the customers on this section?
Well, when you go into customers, I'll go in there now. It's a good question, and I'm going into this person. You can add notes. So I added a note about this one, who happened to be my wife. She buys one coffee machine every year just before Christmas. She likes to give it as presents to people.
Yeah.
So if I look at this, I can make them an offer because I know, because you don't remember all those things in your head, but I don't need to. I have a log of everything I've ever done with any customer, and it's right there. I can erase the personal data if we had a problem. You can see that she's tagged Christmas and gift, so I can use tags for many different things here to basically to cluster. Tags are only used to cluster people, to put them in a group, to create categories. So if we want to say that one is cheap, says cheap people, give them $5, they'll buy anything. I don't know, I'm not a salesperson, but so we talked about this, that. Marketing, you asked me, and then I'll just show you the apps and we'll be finished. So with marketing, you can create a campaign. What's a campaign? You can send a Shopify email. So from the system, I can send it to all my customers. How does it work? I click on that. And it says, choose a template. I don't even need an ads agency for this. Why? Because it's all here already. How insane is that? Black Friday. They know what they're talking about because Black Friday is crazy sales in the US. I don't know about your countries. In Australia, it's not really. I think it's starting now. But you know, it's even offering me. This is one of my products. Looks like R2D2. Select this. I didn't create this design. They did it for me. They're just giving me options. And yeah, sure, you can bring a designer that can do something else. Look how it's using the logo. I didn't do that. Look how it's placing the image and this. It's just solid gold. And yeah, and just send a test. So I can send it to, me, send, I don't know. And then I can add more people to look at it. I think it's just insane, the options here. And then if you click on apps, and I think we'll finish with that, I'll just show you maybe what I got from there. That's what it looks like. So it's just beautiful. And if I go here, it will open the shop and it will just tell me add to cart, add it to cart. Yes, of course I want this. This looks like something I gotta have. And that's it. What else? Yes, apps. I did not investigate the apps, but you see all these things? You have apps for, and you can view more, apps for marketing. I'm not a marketing person, so I don't know enough about it to tell you which one is better. I'm not a salesperson, so I couldn't tell you which one is really good. But you can see that Shopify integrates with all those things. They work together, so it enhances the performance of the platform. Inventory, I don't know anything about inventory management. I know the basics, but I don't really know the rules or how it works or how to, tag and manage stock. I don't really know that. Retail, again, all those things are not my field, but you can see the possibilities in Shopify. You can just run whatever you want. At the very least, you have 14 days of free trial, build one, and then take a job from someone. Because let me tell you, 100%, if you take even $500 or $1,000 from someone who wants to start a business, it's nothing. It's peanuts. It's peanuts, and you can do it. All you have to do is sit and read. You've been sitting here from 5 to 7, and we did this. in 2 hours. You know, we did. That doesn't matter. It's a different website, but it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing that we did today. You need to know more. It's okay to be a really proficient and good at what you do. There's nothing wrong with being a good web developer, but you also need to know how to use those tools and not waste your time where it's not needed. Because there's so much backend and there's so much new technologies emerging every day. There's so much to catch up with. It's not like you'll be out of work. It's just the game is changing, and you need to know how to use those platforms. And you need to bring together design skills, development skills to create a perfect user experience. I'm going to stop now because that was a good ending. I can't top it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.